Right then, so Chris was talking about the new album. So another a few bands that come to mind when I listen to your new album, I can hear Exciter from Canada. I can hear the Motorhead vibe. But I can also hear a band from San Diego called Cage. Do you know those guys?
I know I'm not familiar with them.
Right, they've been around for quite a long time. And I can also hear Gamma Ray, the German band in the new album as well. Do you agree with me on those three that you know out of the four?
Yes, because the first song, Barbarians at the Gate, that is pure Motorhead. Uh, one of my favorite Motorhead songs is Iron Fist. And Barbarians at the Gate is very much like Iron Fist. Um, and the guitar playing on that song, if you listen to the solo in the middle, that is very, very Eddie Clark. Very, very in the style of Eddie Clark. And then at the end of this song, I do more blues type soloing, but in the middle, that's straight out of Eddie Clark. So that is very much Motorhead. Um, Gamma Ray. That's funny that you say that because a lot of people they actually think it was Ralph Sheepers singing on the album, and and they think that I'm doing something funny. You know, they think that I'm putting a picture of Gabriel Cologne and it's really Ralph Sheepers. So there's a rumor going around that he sang on, but I can tell you that it wasn't Ralph Sheepers. I like Ralph Sheepers, but and I can see how people would think that there is a similarity. But yes, so Gamma Ray, yes, I could hear that. Um, and then of course Priest. But the thing is, um, when I say in the style of those three albums, um, there's a an ambiance that they created with those three albums. Now, if you listen to a song like Rendezvous, that doesn't sound like Priest at all. I mean, nothing like Priest. Uh, Stealing My Heart Away, that's nothing like Priest. Branded is nothing like Priest. Some people say, oh, it's like New Priest. Gabriel, when he was recording and we were doing Land Beyond the Walls, he said, this is like Firepower, Priest. And I said, okay, well, if you think it's like Firepower.
Yeah, there
The
is a
thing
song on there that
is,
sounds like it. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, if you go back, uh, let's say like the last 10 years of Priest, they should be lucky to have songs this good on their albums. Okay.
Yeah.
A song like Star-Crossed Lovers. If Rob Halford were to hear that song, I could hear him just calling up and say, Chris, when are you going to write one like that for us? Okay. So the thing is, yes, people are going to hear Priest. Okay. But my songwriting is, how do I say this? My songwriting is even more streamlined than Priest. So, we don't do a lot of big bridges and we don't do a lot of extended lead breaks because to me, those things slow a song down. Now, some guy was reviewing our album in Germany yesterday and he said the songs are too long. The songs are too long.
Really?
Yeah. Now, the thing is, okay, a song like Barbarians at the Gate and Rendezvous, those songs are long. But the reason they're long is because I'm jamming on the end. Okay, those are jams. Those are jams. I'm not going to cut the song off at 3 minutes and not.
I don't think they are that long actually. If anything, Helsinki Nights is the longest song, and that's a cover.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the reason I made them long is so I could solo out at the end. Okay, you listen to the end of Rendezvous, those solos blending with the harmonies of the vocals is the best part of the song. Okay. So, maybe 20, 30 years ago, some major label producer would say, hey, those songs are too long. You better cut them down to 3.5 minutes for the radio. Okay. No, because I'm not going to throttle the blending of the lead guitar and the vocals. You listen to the end of Barbarians, all the vocal stuff he's doing, all the guitar work I'm doing. Okay. The same with Stealing My Heart Away. The same with Branded. There's beautiful guitar and vocal blends going on in those songs.
Yeah, you can hear the vocals over the guitar harmonies, and it goes really well, blends really well.
Yes. And that is not easy to do.
No, it's not.
Okay. That is the sign of a band that really knows what they're doing. Okay. If you listen to most bands, the producer or the band manager is going to say, the song is too long. We don't need all that soloing. And you know what? If the solos are crap, then you're right. You don't need all that soloing. But my solos aren't crap. Okay. So that's why I put them on there.
Yeah, I mean, when I listen to, like I said, like Gamma Ray, the other person that comes to mind is Kai Hansen, who's with Gamma Ray now. So you've got the Ralph Sheepers and the Kai Hansen vocals in there as well.
Yeah, I've heard that also. And there's a lot of guys out there that have that high, clean voice with that a little bit of edge to it. And Gabriel Cologne, he's right in there with them. And he just recorded the new Lynch Mob album.
Oh, which
And
album? Which album?
Lynch Mob.
Lynch Mob.
Yes.
Really? Because I actually worked with George Lynch at a festival.
Yeah, well, Gabriel's touring with them right now.
Wow. So the old singer's left then from
No, he hasn't left. What happened was in November, Gabriel was broke. He had no money. He had no house. His wife left, girlfriend left, dog died. Everything bad that could happen happened to him.
Ouch.
So I told him, I said, listen, you come to Mexico. I'll take care of everything until we go on tour. And he said, I cannot take your charity. I want to work for my money. I'm not just going to sit around and soak up someone's money. I can't do that. And I said, okay, then we got to get you some work in America. So George Lynch contacted him, say, we have a couple of gigs. We're going to do one of those boat cruises and some other thing. So Gabriel did that with them. And then they said, we're recording a new album. I want you to be the singer.
Wow.
So Gabriel called me and we got on a conference call with Matt Ferrara, one of our agents. And he said, what should I do about Lynch? And I said, you should absolutely do it as soon as possible. And I told him why. I said, because you're going to get a ton of press from Savage Grace Sign of the Cross. You're going to get a ton of press. And then when you put the Lynch Mob album out in the fall, you're going to get a double whammy of press. You're going to be the hottest singer in heavy metal. See, and the thing with Lynch Mob, they're not really a touring band. They do what we call satellite dates. They go out and they'll do like a casino or a dog track, and then they come back. They might do 2 or 3 dates, and then they come back. They don't do extended tours. If we go out, we do extended tours. So by the time we're ready to go on a tour, George Lynch, he's actually saved me about $20,000. So I've never met George Lynch, but if I ever do meet him, I'm going to buy him a steak dinner because he really saved our ass by giving Gabriel a job.
Right then. So the album title, Sign of the Cross. Who came up with the name, Chris?
Well, I wrote the song Sign of the Cross in 2010. And that was, I was pretty sure that was going to be the title of the album then. And then when we got around to recording all the new songs, I thought about all the song titles, and that one was the most natural.
Right then. So, I mean, I'm looking at the album cover and you've got like Arabic writing just above the name Savage. What is that? What is that? Does that mean Savage Grace in Arabic?
No, it means Sign of the Cross in Arabic.
Okay, interesting. And then at the bottom, you've got some, is it Relica?
Relgiac.
Yeah, what does that mean?
That is kind of a secret right now. Everything on the album cover has a very powerful and profound symbolic meaning. No one has figured it out yet.
I'm just looking at, because you've got like you've got the old knight from the old days, and then you've got this young woman in silver knighthood with a sword. So I'm kind of looking at the reflection. What's the reflection between them both?
Okay, if in order to figure out what the meaning of the album, you have to look at the insert. There's an insert in the CD that has my picture and the picture of the rest of the band, and a lot of symbols. The world is going through a transition now, a very dramatic transition. And the bad people who run this world, they have exposed themselves now over the last 3 years, who they are, what their agenda is, what is the program. And it is now time that we are separating the wheat from the chaff. So all of the good people are going to have to get on one side and all the bad people on the other side. And then this has to be, this is a spiritual war. And when people figure out what my cover means, and the thematics in the songs mean, they'll know what side I am on and what side I've always been on. And there'll be no question about it. And everything, all of the symbols on this cover and the insert they speak directly to the unconscious mind. So if you study things like Edward Bernays, Walter Lippmann, the Tavistock Institute, everything I do speaks to the unconscious mind. So people don't consciously have to understand it. All they have to do is listen to the music and look at the cover, and they will get it on the unconscious level. Eventually, people will figure it out. And when they do, it will become the most controversial cover that we've ever done. Far more than the Master of the Skies, far more than any Dominatrix. But I'm not going to discuss it now because I don't want the record company to change the packaging.
Right.
So we're going to let it go for a while. And then down the road, I think people will get it. And I might start giving little clues. I might even make a contest out of it.
I know another band that did that, a band called Atrocity on there. They're also on Massacre Records. They did like a hidden trail for one of their albums, and you had to buy the albums and do these things. It was like a quiz, a puzzle. It was like mind blowing for a lot of people.
Yeah, yes. Well, that's a good marketing thing. And a lot of bands used to do that in the 60s. But I didn't do this as a marketing thing. I did this as a way to communicate to the masses, because you see, the thing is, people now, they're totally deluded, and this is why they're able to do these lockdowns and fake viruses and fake pandemics, because people are so deluded and so ignorant. They don't know anything. So there's a band called Sabaton, and these guys are like the military history channel with music. And it's come to the point where people are so dumbed down, they don't know about military history. So they need a band like Sabaton to make these videos and explain to them the history of the world. And it's good for them, but it's sad that people have been dumbed down to that level of ignorance where they need heavy metal bands to explain the world to them. But that is where we're at. So I cannot just come out and say, this is this, because the bad people will come after me. But if I do it in symbolic language, people will get it, and I'll be all right.
It'll take them time to figure it out. Yeah. So how did the label deal come around with Massacre Records? Did you get approached by any other labels?
I contacted 200 record companies around the world. Out of those 200, we received 11 offers for license. And Massacre was actually the first label I contacted. And Thomas Hertler, the president, He loves Savage Grace. He loves Sign of the Cross. He said, I love it. I want it. But he didn't have enough money. So I told him, I'm sorry. And then he came back with another offer that was higher, but it was still not enough. So then I went on, I talked to hundreds of companies, and I mean, just constantly on the phone with them. And about a year after I first contacted Massacre, they came back to me and they said, we've been bought out by Soul Food and we have a lot more money now. So we're going to make a new offer. And their new offer was 7 times higher than the original offer. So I took it. There was we had 2 major labels interested in us. But, and I wanted to be on a major label. But what happened was one of these majors, they told me, we love Branded, it's a hit. We love Stealing My Heart Away, it's a hit song. We know these are hit songs. But they wanted me to put up collateral, cash collateral, a very large amount of money. And it's very, very unethical to do that. I thought about doing it. I was very close to doing it. But I said, you know what? This could lead to some very sticky problems down the road. So we backed out of it. And then there was another company in Europe that really wanted the record. And I wanted to be on this label, but they just could not come up with the money. So 2 days after that company balked, that's when Massacre came in with their final offer. And I really like Thomas Hertler. He's very patient. He's very focused. I mean, I was very, very hard on him. If I were me and someone had treated me like that, I probably would have thrown them out of the office. But he said, okay, Chris, let's think about this. Let's not get hasty, blah, blah. Very, very patient man. And his patience now is paid off because not only did he take Sign of the Cross, they took my entire catalog and they took it for the entire world. So this was probably the biggest deal in the history of their label. And so we gave them Sign of the Cross for the world except Brazil, which I gave to Hellion Records. And they took my entire catalog for the rest of the world. Plus, they've got a 1 album option. So, if there is another Savage Grace record, it'll go to them.
So are they releasing all the old back catalogue albums? Because I've seen them released on another label called Residence Records.
Well, in 2021, I signed 4 licensing deals for my catalog. One with Hammerheart Records, one with No Remorse Records, one with Hooked on Metal Records, and another company in Brazil called Kill Again. So I signed all these licensing deals in 2021, but they were only 2 and 3 year deals. So they're all expiring now. And when they expire, then Massacre will come out with my catalog.
Oh, excellent. So how long did it take to record this new album?
The entire recording process, including Capo Verde, all the overdubs. We overdubbed in Brazil, we overdubbed in California, we overdubbed in New Jersey, we overdubbed in where else? Mexico. So with all of the overdubs, and probably about 6 months.
Are you guys based in like Brazil, Mexico then? You mentioned all of those countries.
Right now we're based in Mexico. Our drummer is in Sao Paulo, and the rest of the band is in Mexico. I like Mexico because, well, there's a lot of reasons I like Mexico. But what we're doing now is we're staging here, and we want to get on the road to tour in Mexico, Latin America, South America this summer.
Right.
July, August, September. And then we want to go to Europe in the fall. So I'm waiting to hear from agents and promoters in Europe now.
I mean, how would you describe your music? Would you say it's speed metal or power metal? Because I think to me it's a combination of both.
Well, it is a combination. We have 5 fast songs on this album and 5 songs that are mid-tempo or upper mid-tempo. I wanted to have a range of songs on this album. I've had a couple people tell me there's something for everyone on this album. It's not just speed metal. It's not just mid-tempo. There's something for everybody on this album. And I think that's true. And, we never had a hit single. So I wanted to have songs that could be hit singles on this album. And when Bill Matoyer from Metal Blade, when he heard Stealing My Heart Away, said that's a hit song. He goes, I want to take that song to a big band like Whitesnake. And they actually have a song called Stealing My Heart Away that they wrote last year, but my song is totally different. I didn't hear their song before I wrote mine. But so this album has the broadest range of music of what we've ever done.
Right, because you produced this album, didn't you? And then you had Roland Grapeau mixed it and engineered it.
Yeah, I produced it, and I worked with Roland on the mix. Roland was really easy to work with. He thinks a lot like I do. He's from the 80s. He's a guitarist. He likes the guitars very loud in the mix, and he works very fast. And so Roland and I got along very well. And mixing this album was the easiest of all of our albums. Very easy because of Roland.
So you're going to be using Roland for the next album, obviously, because you've worked well as a team.
I would definitely work with Roland again. Yeah.
So, you've released 4 videos for this album, haven't you? 4 promotional videos.
Yes, we have 4 promo videos that are live action videos, and then we have a bunch of lyric videos. We just put out a lyric video for Helsinki Nights, and I love that video. The director, it's so perfect. I told him, I said, what I want good-looking Scandinavian girls. I want scenes of Helsinki at night, and he did it perfectly. So that video's up on our official Savage Grace YouTube, which is a brand new channel we just put up a week ago. But that video's up there now.
Because I watched the 4 videos you've done, and you kind of look like Steel Panther. People like watching you and go, is that really the same band? The image?
Well, as far as the image, what we're going for now is we're going for mid-70s glam. We're kind of going for like the New York Dolls of 1975. And if you look at our promo pictures, we look more like the Dolls than the Dolls. It's amazing. We recreated the lighting perfectly. We created the attitude of the band perfectly. So yeah, we're gonna be doing even more of a glam image because I've got a very young, good-looking band, and when people hear Savage Grace, think, oh my God, it must be a bunch of 70-year-old guys up there, So when they see the new band live, they're going to be shocked because these guys are full of energy, and they are. So yeah, we're gonna be playing up the glam thing.
I'm gonna say when I saw the videos, I thought these guys taking the piss out of Steel Panther or something. It was kind of like I didn't know how to take it.
Well, people might have been expecting us to look like leather and studs and Judas Priest, that type of thing. But with the band I have now, we did the leather and studs 40 years ago. So now we're going to do more of a psychotronic glam. We had costumes that were being made for those videos, but the girl didn't finish them in time. So what you see us wearing in those videos are our backup costumes. When you see the new costumes, they're extremely glam, and we'll probably take some new pictures in it.
Do you know the thing that kind of makes me laugh is like a lot of people that don't know your music are going to watch you live, or you're going to get all these girls coming to the concert thinking, oh my God, and they're going to hear you and go, oh fuck, they're too heavy for me.
Well, you know, that's okay, because we need to attract new people. And like, you know, when we put this Helsinki Nights video up yesterday, there was a girl posting on there, never heard of us. She goes, oh, I love this song. And then I see other people posting, wow, who is this new band? How long have they been around? You know, and then somebody will reply, oh, they've been around for 40 years. So yeah, no, we need to attract new people. And I think we will with the new songs. And the look of the band, it fits because we've got very charismatic people in the band now, and it will work.
So you've got the Helsinki Nights. Who actually wrote that song originally? For those people that don't know,
I wrote it.
Oh, did you really? Okay.
Yeah, because it's a true story about in 2010 we were on tour, you know, and I flew from Paris to Helsinki, and when I got to Helsinki, there was nobody at the airport. And I said, boy, this is a very strange place. I've never seen an airport with no people in it. And then I got to the hotel, and there was a message from our drummer. He said, hey, a volcano went off in Iceland and no planes can fly. And I said, oh, okay, that explains no people at the airport. But we had a show to do the next night in Helsinki. And so the band said, hey, we have no way to get there. So I had to go to the show by myself. And there were about 100 people waiting there. And I got up on stage and said, I'm sorry, I never had to cancel a show because of a volcano, but that's the way it is. And from that night, I met some girls, and I met some more girls, and I wound up having a really good time there. And then I had to figure out a way to get to the Keep It True concert because there were no planes. So I wound up having to take a boat to Sweden, and then a train all the way to Germany, and I barely made it to the show.
Wow. So, Chris, I'd like to thank you for doing this interview. I wish you all the best. It's a fantastic album. And if people haven't heard it, check it out. It's a brilliant album. It's called Sounds of the Cross. It's by Savage Grace. So, Chris, do you have anything to say to the people who are going to be watching this on YouTube? I'd like to thank you, and I wish you all the best for the future.
We want to thank all the old fans who have stuck with us this whole time. And we want to welcome all the new fans who are just hearing us for the first time. And Jason, thanks a lot. I love your style. I like your show. And thanks for supporting us.
All the way, brother. I love Savage Grace. I grew up listening to you guys when I was in my teens. So, hey, you know, like I say, I'm here for you if you need any help with anything. So keep in touch, Chris. I wish you all the best. Be safe.
Okay. Thanks again.